Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great. This was not a planned video. I just got these in the post, in the mail, and I thought why not just compare them with my sparkliest eyeshadows in my collection and see if they're actually worth $42. I got this during the Sephora sale, actually one of them during the sale and one of them on his website because it was sold out, but I still got 15% off with his newsletter code. And yeah, we're gonna open these for the first time, see what we are working with here. I've seen a few videos. Well, if you have been on the internet in the beauty community lately, you have seen them too. People are reviewing these everywhere, and a lot of them are saying that not every duo has the same formulation. That's kind of sus, isn't it? So these are the sleek compacts. They look like the blush duo compacts, and yeah, let's swatch them. So I got the duo Still at the Club, and I'm with her. I think Still at the Club is the one that sold out the fastest. And ooh, these look luxe. They do. Honestly, I was not expecting these to look so good. So it seems like these are kind of baked formulation because they have that sheeny top that all baked products have. And then we have Still at the Club, and this is the one that I'm the most excited about because I love taupes and browns and neutrals. Let's start with the swatches. I'm starting with the first shade. I'm with her duo. I got it because of this shade, so let's hope it's actually good. The fuchsia shade, don't really care about, but I do know that it's a shade that works well with my complexion. So these are the two shades. I have a low lighting setup right now because I wanted to show the sparkle. This is all these eyeshadow duos are about. So if they are not sparkly with this lighting, I don't know when they will be. And yeah, they look super sparkly, but are they worth $42? So at first glance, just by touching them, these feel scratchy. They are not a cream formula, even though they may seem like they are from the promotional videos and the swatches. So this is the first shade. It's a warm pink that looks super metallic from the swatch. And then we have the fuchsia. So the fuchsia one is not as sparkly. You can see just immediately it doesn't have the same type of bling. I'm swatching it another time. Yeah, this feels like it's a metallic shade, like a standard metallic with some glitter, while the first one is actually fully packed with glitter. And Patrick Tass said that these have the price they have because these are full 100% shimmer and pearls. I don't think that's true for the second shade. I think that applies to the first shade and not the second one. So should we have had maybe the same formulation for both of these eyeshadows? I don't know if we had a specific vision in mind. Maybe he wanted to have one shade that could be used as a base and then one toppery, glimmery shade to put on top. But then it doesn't really justify the cost. If you split 42 between two shades, you have $21 each, and I don't think that this fuchsia shade is worth $21. I can see how the first one, the top one, does. It is basically the price of an Urban Decay solo shadow, but the bottom one doesn't convince me. Let's try Still at the Club. Same feeling, super scratchy, but I guess it makes sense if these are 100% just glitter and shine. And the second one is like a warmer brown and doesn't feel as glittery. And yeah, immediately you can tell from the swatches on my finger, this is powerful, this is a metallic. And swatching it on my hand, I love this type of shades. Yeah, we have the same thing happening here. The bottom shade is not as sparkly, while the top one definitely is. Let's try these on my eyes. And will apply them as I would apply like a solo shadow. So I will use a base shade, pick up one of my just neutral palettes, and I will use a brown shade in the crease, basically framing my eye to apply a sparkly shimmer in the center. Alright, now that that's done, I will go in with the first duo, the I'm With Her, and I'm gonna pop the second shade, the one below here, and I'm gonna use it as a base since this is a metallic with gold shimmer, and just here in the center. Even if this isn't the best shade in this duo, I can definitely still see a lot of glitter in it. So I'm guessing the other one will have an even more like wow effect. This shade is really pretty. Like, I think this was the last shade available. I'm not sure if it is now, but this is really pretty. If you have brown eyes and you think you are a winter like I am in color seasonal analysis, this is a great shade for you. And then I'm going over that shade with this pink. That's beautiful. This is what I was expecting. The way he has promoted these, this is the result I was looking for, and this did not disappoint at all. And if you just tap it instead of swiping, you will have a more scattered effect. This I would also use Space Cowboy from Urban Decay, by the way. I'm having a bit of fallout. I see some fuchsia flecks. Yeah, so this is definitely not, it's not going away. It's not something you apply after you have your... What is happening? What are these kids doing? This is not something I would apply after my base is done. You have to do your eyes first, which I hate. Then let's see, still at the club. I'm actually gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna use that brown shade. This brown here at the bottom is warmer. So the top shade is more like cool toned, and this one also has some gold, and like using it, seeing it up close, it also has like tiny pink flecks. This is not as sparkly as the fuchsia shade I used in the other eye. This is just a metallic with a bit more shimmer. This is a beautiful like one and done shade, don't get me wrong, but I don't think this particular one is unique. Lisa Eldridge actually has a shade very similar to this in her Liquid Lurex eyeshadows. It's called Zora, I think. I will watch it, but I also think Lisa Eldridge is on the pricier side, so it's not really convenient to go for one rather than the other. And then I'm applying the top shade all over my lid, and I've left here in the inner corner a space just specifically for it. I'm having still some fallout, but not as much as the other eye, by the way. So if I only applied it like this, maybe I would not have issues with fallout with this one specifically. I am in love with the effect. Of course, I do prefer this brown one, but I think the pink also looks good. I'm also going with a bit of that first shade on my lower lash line. These are definitely duos I will bring with me during the holidays. And yeah, these are the two eyes. I also want to do something. Let's try doing this. Oh, you can't see anything now. And using... Can you see how sparkly that is? Is this dumb? Well, this is a low light setting, more of like what you would get if you were like at a club or something like that. I'm gonna apply my eyeliner, and then we're gonna do some swatches and comparisons. Alright, I'm done with applying these on my eyes. Let's make some swatches and comparisons. The first comparison I want to do is with the Charlotte Tilbury Hypnotizing Pop Shot in the shade Smoky Quartz. This is also super expensive for one shade. It's a bit less, but it's still like a one eyeshadow. This is the shade, and then this looks like Patrick's Still at the Club. I know from the fingers you really can't see a difference like in camera, but like in seeing them up close, I do see a difference in terms of how much glitter there is. So this is Charlotte Tilbury, and then we have Patrick Ta. The shade is very similar, but Patrick's has more glitter, more particles. It's also like the Charlotte Tilbury one leans a bit grayer, while the Patrick Ta in comparison looks a bit more neutral. There's a shade from Lisa Eldridge that also looks like the one from Patrick Ta, just in case you're looking for like something similar, maybe in your own collection. And I'm gonna tell you, these eyeshadows from Lisa don't really, you're not gonna have the full effect just watching them. This one is from Lisa, and then we have from Patrick Ta. So interestingly enough, the Patrick is a bit more warmer toned, but it's also less sparkly. Patrick, what are you doing? You promised 100% pearl. Let's now compare just simply based on the sparkle level. I'm gonna pick up the sparkliest shade in this Still at the Club duo, and I'm gonna compare it with, I already did Charlotte Tilbury, so let's put it there just to have a good look of everything, a full picture. I've taken Frog from Colourpop from my collection. These are super sparkly, and these are like, what, $5? And I don't remember if they upped the price. These are not expensive, and they are usually very glimmery. Well, of course it depends, they have different types and different formulas, but here we have Frog. As you can see, the Patrick Ta one gives a bit more of a scattered effect, while Frog is more cohesive, like uniform. But if you take Frog and you like dab it on your lid, you will have that scattered effect. And this seems a pretty good sparkly eyeshadow to me, and it's not as expensive. Another comparison I wanted to make is with Bobbi Brown. Again, still not super cheap, but if you have this in your collection, this is Moonstone in the Luxe Eyeshadow Rich Sparkle, and this also is one of the sparkliest I have. Here is Bobbi Brown. You can see in terms of like shine, it's a bit more subdued actually, so it's not quite there. Let me add another layer just to make sure. And the Patrick Ta has more base to it, but still a good option if you have it. Another one that is very, very famous in the beauty niche is the Hourglass Scattered Light eyeshadow, and well, it is called Scattered Light, so it should have the same effect as our Patrick Ta here. This shade is the shade Smoke, which is my favorite. It's the taupey one they have. That's interesting. So keep in mind, I have had this for quite a while, so this might be starting to abandon me, but this is Smoke and these are the Patrick Ta, and I would say they do not compare at all. I was actually thinking that these would be more similar, because when I put on this Hourglass one, I always get the super sparkly effect, but no, in terms of pearls, it is the winner. The Patrick Ta is the winner. The last comparison I'm gonna make is with the Half Magic glitter pack. This is in the shade Dopamine. They just newly released a silver one, and this is like pure magic. Well, just like the name of the brand says. Every time I put this on, I'm just like mesmerized at the level of sparkle. This is Half Magic and this is Patrick Ta. I would say Half Magic is actually even sparklier. And the cost for this Half Magic one, guys, it's basically non-existent compared to the Patrick Ta one. I think the Patrick Ta one pales in comparison. And I would say we found a winner. The only thing about these glitter packs is that they only have 2 shades. I really hope they come out with more, because I've used this so much. Like so much. And let me check actually the price. So this is actually $28 on their website, and I even got this at a discount on Beauty Bay, so I paid for it like $15. And you have here 8.50 grams. This is massive. I don't know if you can see. Massive, like compared to the Charlotte Tilbury, compared to the Hourglass. the color pop. This is massive. This will last you a lifetime. So if you're interested in a pink with a golden shift or a silver like the new shade they have, I will highly recommend this one. Don't think this shade is comparable to the pink one in the Patrick Ta. You can see at the top is the Half Magic, and at the bottom we have the Patrick Ta. And now that I'm all covered in glitter, I think that we can just talk about the price a little bit. First of all, nobody is forced to buy everything. I understand FOMO, and I understand, well, our love for beautiful, sparkly things, and they almost feel like our own type of jewels. And I know, because that is how I feel towards all of these that I showed you. I have a specific, like, stash for glittery eyeshadows. That is how I am in love with them. At the end of the day, you are going to pay what you can pay. So don't feel like you have to purchase something just because it's the newest thing in the beauty industry. And do I think the price is justified? I still think it isn't. Because I feel like the 100% pearl thing is only valid for the top one, at least in the duos that I have. I don't know if other duos are different, and I'm inclined to believe that it is different for every duo. It seems like it's not the same for all the duos, but only these top shades are 100% pigment. The bottom one is more like a classic metallic formula that we have seen and seen times again, with some tiny specks of glitter. This one in Still at the Club doesn't even have that much. I get it, these are expensive to produce for brands, but I also saw a few comments online of people saying that yes, it is expensive, but there is no, like, if you pay to produce something like this, which is a mono eyeshadow, or something like this, the packaging cost is the same. So the fact that we have another shade here doesn't really add too much to the production cost. I also feel like he skimped a bit over the quality of the second one. Maybe it was his vision, maybe he wanted something more like to set a base for the sparkliest shade, but they are not on the same level, and they did not take the same expenses to produce. I don't feel the price is justified, but if you like these and you can buy these, nobody's stopping you. I just am here to, like, see what's up and give you other options if you're interested in other formulas at a different price tag. Let me know in the comments what you think. I understand the outrage towards these, because these palettes are like 60 something and they have like a lot of shades, and these don't. So I feel like he's moving more towards a luxury bracket for his brand, and a lot of brands unfortunately are doing that. Even Nabla Cosmetics is upping their prices, and unfortunately it seems like this is what's going on currently. Let me know in the comments what you think about these, what you think about this situation. Have you bought any of these eyeshadow duos, and how do you like them? Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, please remember to leave a thumbs up and even consider subscribing. Oops, I touched my microphone. It really helps, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!